Welcome one more time, everybody. Welcome, Squeeze Moby community. Today is a very, very special day and a very special session because we're not going to be just talking about what we talked about yesterday and what we talked about primarily around the Insta portfolio about mobile sites and how you can sell mobile sites for a one-time fee, but we're going to be talking about a recurring income model. And what does that mean? That means SMS, text message marketing, and how you can get clients on recurring schedules, build a real business, but also show a real ROI, meaning return on investment for these businesses, and really make it effective. Drive those repeat customers back into those businesses for those business owners. So we have a very exciting session. First question I want to ask, who has their Insta portfolio up and running on here? Who has their Insta portfolio, the whole theme? Give me a yes or give me a not yet. All right, I want to see what type of action takers, and I see, and I'm really excited about this because I see a ton of yeses. I would say about 60% of people are saying yes. Maybe 50% now. I guess it takes a little longer to type in not yet. All right, and it's a really, really simple process. I urge you, go in there right after this training session. We're going to be talking about it a little bit. I'm not going to be talking about how to install it. I'm not going to be talking about any of those things. We have tutorial videos that make it easy. There's no reason for me to go over that again, but I'm going to be talking about certain things that are strategy concepts. And these are the concepts that you really want to listen to. This is what's going to change your business and build it further. For the other things, you can watch the tutorials. Okay? So that was my first question. And like I said, I urge you, because this webinar, I'm going to be outlining a plan. It's all about action. Second thing, who here has at least one client on a recurring schedule? And just want to ask, okay, I see Keith saying yes, I see Wilhelm, and then I see not yet, and I see a couple I do's, and then nope, not yet, and then we're having a ton of not yets on here, okay? All right, well, listen up closely because we're going to be going over something really, really cool today from the lead generation aspect all the way to the fulfillment aspect, all right? And we're going to be even talking about an appointment setter and how you can close these clients. If you see in your Insta portfolio, one of those blocks is about an appointment setter, how you can work with that as well. So I will walk you through. If you can commit, if you put away the distractions, if you put away your mobile phone, even though this is about mobile, if you put away and close down Facebook, then I promise and I guarantee you that what I will go through with you today is the 4-step total SMS blueprint, how you can get these clients on recurring schedules from between $300 to $500 a month, a little more for the appointment manager, and show you how to build these campaigns as well. All right? So can I get you a commitment for that? And a couple people are asking, actually, what is SMS? SMS is text message marketing, right? Text message marketing. And basically, and we're going to go through it, all right? SMS, text message marketing are synonymous words. All right, so give me a yes. If you can make this commitment, give me a yes. I need your energy. You know me. All right, I'm getting a lot of yeses. Let's go on ahead. Agenda. So step 1, generate the leads. We're going to go through how to generate these leads through a secret source that you may not know, and then wrap it up with a multi-funnel approach. Step 2, setting up the appointments. How do you leverage that Insta portfolio to actually set those appointments? How do you blow that client away? Step 3, how do you audit the business? And how do you even explain text message marketing? All right. A lot of people have no, businesses, they think, oh my, I don't understand this, okay? I don't understand what SMS is, how it's going to affect my business. How do you explain it to them? How do you sell them on it? And step 4, let's fulfill for these clients. It's really easy to set up, but also show them a return on investment so that they keep on coming back for more and for more. All right, so who were we? Who does not know me on this webinar? Give me a no if you do not know me, if you've never heard of Enrique. All right, and I see quite a bit of people saying no. So I'm going to run through this just real quick because I think a lot of people on here know me and they've heard me do an introduction. But I come from a corporate background. And who on here has ever lost their job? Please give me a big yes, because it sounds like a terrible thing. And at that point, it was really bad. It sucked. It was one of the worst feelings when you're working something, when you're putting your entire life, your passion, you put everything into this one goal that you have, and it just disappears right in front of you. It's a terrible feeling, but sometimes those bad things happen for a reason. So no headcount synonymous for getting laid off and getting out of there. Actually ended up being probably the best thing that could have happened to me. But the beginnings weren't glorious. It wasn't like, all right, fired now, all right, then immediately started making tons and tons and tons of money. That's not how it works, right? We all come probably from humble beginnings, and so where did Avi and I turn? We turned to Fiverr, all right. And who on here has heard of Fiverr? I'm sure I'm going to get a ton of yeses here. I know I'm sure everyone almost on here has heard of Fiverr. If not, it's a great resource, all right? You could find some really good gigs for really cheap. Now, who's been on the other side of Fiverr? Because on the other side of Fiverr, you don't even get $5, and you actually only get $4. Fiverr takes 20% of that. But when you look at it, and one of the lessons that Avi and I learned from Fiverr is how positioning and marketing, how important it is, because we were doing gigs for people and for clients that we got paid $4 for, and we looked and we saw other people online. We didn't know how to structure, how to position and how to structure this, but we saw other people charging 100 times as much, literally $400. And our value add was much more, because whenever I do something, I pour my heart and soul into it, and I make sure that the delivery is of the utmost quality. And I was shocked. I was thinking, why is this? Okay? And that's when I figured out, all right, it's about positioning, it's about marketing. And when you have your Insta portfolio, when you can be branded as that consultant, as that professional consultant, because you now have a professional website, not just some piece of crap that you could just throw up there, it really positions you differently, and it allows you to convert much, much better. So there were some hard lessons, but we ended up, Avi ended up turning one of his clients from $4 into a $20,000 to $25,000 lifetime client. So that's a big change. And fast forward a little bit, things have changed quite a bit. We now have Neil Bosley on the team, Daniel Garcia with Boss Mobile Design, Joe Martin, who's sold millions in real estate. You heard him potentially yesterday if you were on that webinar. And we've worked with huge clients, and the span of clients you could look there. But the one thing that I want to point out is we would always meet struggling entrepreneurs. We would meet people that would ask us for advice. So we're thinking, all right, how do we re-engineer these client deliverables and make it available for everyone and allow our community to spend time with their clients. All right, and there were some amazing results, but enough about these results. Let's get down to some of the other stuff. All right, I could go over this stuff, but let's get down to the meat. And what I want to talk to you about is statistics, mobile statistics. Now, I don't want to talk to you about this because I want to sell you on mobile. All right, you don't need that. Every single person in here understands the importance of mobile. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have gotten in on Insta Portfolio. But why I want to go over this with you is so you can take notes and you know how to sell that local business owner on mobile, on SMS, on text message marketing. Because unlike you and I, they don't have that understanding. And I like to start off with saying it's rude not to respond to the text I send you. Who doesn't respond to text messages? Who doesn't respond to text messages? All right, I see a couple people saying yes. A couple of people saying occasionally, and Rick is saying my mom. Depends, but let's see. Compared to email, do you respond to a larger percentage of your emails or a larger percentage of your text messages? Let's see this, okay? Larger percentage, all right, and that includes all those emails that you get from all these product creators, all these on Warrior Forum, all right? If you don't buy that offer, that means you didn't respond to it. All right, and everyone's saying SMS, everyone's saying text messages, because it's true. Your inbox is probably filled with hundreds and hundreds of emails every single day. All right. Now, what is this love affair with text messaging? And 89% of the population has a mobile phone. This is climbing. This statistic is climbing. Now, the bigger and more important part is that 90% use their mobile phones for texting. That means if you take this room, and right now, I mean, the statistics are higher here, but you take a room of 100 people, there's only going to be 10 people that don't text. And that's out of the entire population. That's not the cosmopolitan population, right? That's the entire population. Now, 95% of SMS text messages are read within the first 10 minutes. Emails, that is a complete different story. Why? Because every single person has their phone. And tell me, do you have your phone on your side 90% of the time? Tell me, if you have your phone on the side, give me a yes. Put a yes. And I see a ton of yeses because you have your phone with you at all times. And I don't know about you, but whenever I get a text message, I get this tingly sensation. I get excited because I'm not expecting an offer. I'm expecting someone close to me reaching out to me. So I'm excited to read those text messages. The important part, and this is something necessary for you to drive home with these local businesses, is that the return on investment of SMS marketing and of text message marketing has been estimated to be 5 times. That's 5 times more effective than direct mail. That means if you spend $100 on direct mail and that makes you another additional $100, then if you spent that on text message marketing, that would make you $500 instead of $100, and 10 times more effective than newspaper advertising. So that $100 made from direct mail, from newspaper advertising, you would make $1,000 with text message marketing. And this is huge for local businesses because most of them are stuck in this old mindset. If I'm going to think about marketing, I'm thinking about direct mail, or I'm thinking about getting an ad in the newspaper. I'm not thinking as a local business owner that maybe he's a little older, maybe he's just not up to speed on these things. I'm not thinking text message marketing. So, but does SMS have an ROI? How do you show the local business owner that there is a real return on investment. And one thing is that it takes, when I ask that question about emails, it takes 90 minutes for the average person to respond to an email. It takes just 90 seconds for the average person to respond to a text message. So if that local business sends an offer via email, great. You might see it, you might not. But if they send you an offer via a text, it is almost guaranteed that even if you don't take action on it, you will see it. Whereas you might just be going through, emails, boom, 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 because you're getting so many of them. And that is why mobile coupons, let me ask you, who right now, and I think Joe asked this yesterday as well, who has traditional coupons in their pocket? Let's see. Who has traditional coupons? And give me a yes or a no. Okay. All right. Rick is saying, sorry, my mom. And I see a ton of no's. Not me. No, not me. No, no, no. And I see a few yeses, but I would say 80% to 90% is no's. And who has their mobile phone on them at all times? You know, who has their mobile phone? Of course you do. You know, why even ask? That's a stupid question to ask. And that's why it makes sense that mobile coupons get 10 times the redemption rate of traditional coupons. All right? And this is so big. I want to talk real quick about Noah Warren. And I was absolutely flabbergasted when he pinged me on actually the same training session that I was running, and I was going through these strategies. And Noah got so inspired. He got so excited that when he was talking actually to one of his clients, and it was a lawyer client that he was trying to close for a couple times, he called him several times. The guy was a little interested, but he just couldn't pull the trigger. And then when we got into towards the end of the webinar, when we were talking about the two-way appointment setter and how to manage appointments, it clicked for this client. And he understood the value, and immediately it was a client for $799 up front and then $200 month after month after month. Okay? And that's not, that's not even a part of, like Noah said, the $2,200 from some of the other stuff that we helped him get set up with that he made. All right, so this is important, and I just want to put this in here so you guys are listening. But on the other hand, you might not have those big goals. You might want to do something smaller, and that's why I was also excited when Buddy Little got in touch with me, and he said, "Hey, your platform, the Squeeze Billionaire platform, it's been helping my wife and I at our sign language ministry run things and then get things together and support the ministry." So, whatever your goals may be, local marketing, especially when it comes to mobile and using these tools, this is where it's at, and the opportunity is huge. So let's start going through these 4 steps. And when we go through these, we're going to go right from the beginning. So the first thing that I want to go through is, how do you get qualified leads? Leads that really need your attention and they need your services. So what makes a company's stock go from $20 to less than $10, lose over 50% of its value? Is there a reason for that? There must be. And the reason is because they're probably doing something wrong, and actually something that, if you look at the businesses that have been involved with this company, they have been getting burned over and over and over again. All right? Over and over and over again. But this also presents us with an opportunity, because when we step in with, for example, mobile marketing, SMS marketing, text message marketing, then we have a chance to actually show them a real ROI. So let's say the business would normally make $50, and this company is Groupon. All right, we covered it a little bit yesterday, but I want to go over this one more time and make sure you take notes, okay? Because this is what you want to go through. The exact same things I'm going through with you, you want to go through when you're talking to that local client. So let's say if the business would normally make $50, the Groupon special discount is 50%. How much does the business lose? How much? All right, I see Robert got the right answer. They're losing 75%. That means, like everyone's saying, 75%. All right? That's huge. What is that? That's $37.50 that they're losing per lead. And the worst part of that, is these customers that they're getting are bad, bad, bad customers. All right. Who collects all these leads? When Groupon, when you run as a local business an offer on Groupon, who collects the leads, including the information addresses? I think you know the answer to this, the big G. All right, and that's not Google, but that's Groupon. All right, next thing. How many businesses collect any type of info, emails, phone numbers, whatever, on these unqualified customers? How many actually then take the time? All right, Groupon's sending me some leads. Maybe I should actually get their information, follow up with them a little later. And like Doug Fenrich said, he said 0.01%. Now I don't think it's that low, but it is definitely lower than 3%, and approximately 1 to 3%. Okay, which is extremely low. Now, so you got, business that loses up to 75%, business that does not get leads, business that can go potentially bankrupt. Why? Because Groupon pays you on a delayed schedule. So you got to front those services, those products, whatever it may be. Business doesn't even get paid the unredeemed monies, and once again, those delayed payments. All right. So let's talk about how to collect actually these Groupon leads. And actually, I found yesterday when we were on this live webinar, we happened to click, and it was in Joe Martin's local area in Phoenix, Arizona, and we found the best example. But there's literally dozens and dozens and dozens of examples in your local area. So I like to go to food and drink, and that's gonna serve well for us today regarding our example. And if we scroll down, let's see what we find. Okay, let's see what we find on here, and we see all of these offers. And this one is the one that I happened to click on yesterday. Fuego Tacos. All right, and I love tacos. I love Mexican food. And unfortunately, here in Germany, there isn't too much Mexican food, but I really love it. And you see that they're offering these tacos for $3. All right, the value is $10. So normally, you would have to pay $10. Now, tell me, how much then are they now, when we went through that example, how much are they losing per lead? How much? If Groupon keeps 50%, the business keeps 50%, how much are they losing per lead? All right? Exactly. Ian has right. They're losing $8.50 per lead, 85% per lead if they would normally sell it for $10. And don't tell me, let me ask you this. Do you think it costs them more than $1.50 for this? Yes? Do you think it costs them more than $1.50 to create these tacos, to run the whole business, that for electricity, for the waiters, for the waitresses? Of course it does. So they're losing money per lead. And how many people have bought? Okay, how many people have bought here? Over 1,000. Okay. And I want to make. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, one second. All right. Is it better now? Okay, better now? All right, let me just make sure. I just want to make sure. Oof. I don't want to lose you guys. All right. I don't want to. Todd, I love your comment. I love your comment. I won't repeat it though, okay? Uh, all right, so we're back and we're ready to rumble. You know, there was such an atrocity of what Groupon's doing. They wanted to take me out of this webinar, and they're trying to shut us down right now. All right, so this business, right? 1,000 plus people bought. So what is that? Multiply that out. How much have they lost? How much have they lost? How much have they spent on this campaign? What was their investment? Exactly, $8,500. That's the minimum. Over 8,000 people bought, maybe 2,000, who knows, right? But you multiply 850 times 1,000. Do this math. When you're talking to these businesses, do math on the call in front of them. Right here, at least this. Okay. I just had to log out of Skype real quick. and everything just to make sure. Okay, that will hopefully be better now. All right, now that I don't have all those programs running. Cool. So if we go now my cursor is going well. If we go to this company website, right? We look at this company website, and now when we went over this yesterday, I was just shocked. All right, Fuego Taco, and it was down. It was down yesterday, and still today it says failed to load page content. And they can spend $8,500 on a campaign, but it says failed to load page content on their website. That is a complete atrocity. That is terrible. And this is, you know, we got lucky. This is a really good example, but you'll see most of the businesses go through it tonight. When you're watching TV, just go through it, flip through Groupon, and start collecting your leads, because you will see that this is not just one time, all right? And let's talk about the multi-funnel lead gen method, because you don't want to just generate leads through Groupon. You want to go through different sources, and I can't go in depth into these, but you want to leverage yellow pages. The yellow pages are a dying method of advertisement, all right? You can use scrapers. You want to leverage LinkedIn. You want to leverage friends and family, and basically you want to set up these funnels so that you have an unlimited supply of leads, and they just keep on flowing and flowing and flowing in. And honestly, you get to a level where you have too much business to service. So what happens when you actually then, for example, call up one of these leads? You start talking to the owner of Fuego Tacos, all right? And you can approach it three ways. You could do walk-ins. You can go in there, and maybe it's near you. Maybe maybe you'll actually redeem one of their coupons, right? For $150, that's a pretty good investment to potentially talk to a client. That's not that bad, or $3. And so whether it's the walk-ins, whether it's the cold calls, what do you do with the walk-ins? The thing you want to show them, and I'm going to show this to you today, you want to demo. And if you're in the U.S., you're going to be able to demo this as well. You're going to be able to text a certain keyword to a certain short code, and you're going to see how it works. And you want to show this to them as well. You want to set up Lisa keyword, and you want to show them how this works when you're doing it on the spot, all right? Cold calls, when you're actually talking to them on the phone, and if they're in front of a computer, tell them to pull up your Insta portfolio. So tell them, say, hey, go to, for example, maybe your scottmobileconsultant.com. Go to scottmobileconsultant.com, right? And when you do that, go click on services and click on SMS service. And once you do that, you will see that I have all of these services listed out. And then you want to take them through that. What is an SMS opt-in list? What is the appointment setter? what is SMS marketing. You want to potentially take them through those. Now, if you then go and shoot them a cold email, they don't provide for the best conversions, but you can still make it work. For example, on our WP Lead Explosion, when we were working with David and Jamie built their whole business on just email marketing. All right, but it works best if you hit them from do like a 3-touch approach, hit them as well with a call after to follow up on the email. And this gives you a good reason when you send them an email and you follow up with a call, you say, hey, did you get the email that I sent you? And it's a good icebreaker. Always include a link to your site when you're doing any emails. Now, let's look how this actually works. Let's go into Insta Portfolio, because when you're actually talking to that client, what do you want to do, right? So you want to walk them through what SMS opt-in lists are. You want to walk them through what the appointment setter is and how that works, and you're going to find out a little bit more. But right here, you see this SMS Marketing Enterprise, and you see that they can actually buy right then and there. Now, who knows on here how to actually hook this up? Who knows on here how to hook this up with their PayPal buy button? Okay, so that they can actually process payments through this. All right, and a couple people do, so that's good. If you haven't done it yet, I'm just going to show you real quick. If you log into the back end, you log into your dashboard. It's really easy. You just log in, and once you get the theme up and running, then you just go to Appearance, you go to Page Builder, okay? And once you're in the Page Builder, then you're going to do just a few things. And you're going to find right here, you might be on a different page, you might be on the Blocks demo. If you're on that page, then you want to make sure you have SMS services on the Page Builder selected. All right? Make sure you have SMS services on that Page Builder selected, and then all we're going to do, we're gonna see, all right, which one does this match up with? It matches up with the pricing table, so we just click on Edit Block, and then we scroll down here, and we could change this. If you want to change the price, if you want to up the value, you want to change it to $4.99 a month, whatever you want to do. And when you want to hook it up with your PayPal buy button, then all you got to do is log in to PayPal and make sure it's not the button, but make sure it's this link right here, all right, that you just put in there, and then it's going to be hooked up to your PayPal so that when someone hits this, then they're going to be redirected to PayPal, and they can sign up for your SMS services, and you could just pay for whatever. All right, and so that is how you hook it up. Now, once you demo that, once you show them, once you get them a little excited, you're probably not going to close right then and there. What's going to happen? A strategy consultation on how you're going to craft, how you're going to evaluate during the audit the strengths and their weaknesses of their online marketing platform, and then how you're going to craft that strategy, that blueprint for them, so that you are positioned as that consultant. So what we do is we go in with this type of script, all right? And what we're doing is a marketing audit, and we usually charge $300 for this. But we're doing a reduced one completely free of charge, where we're going to audit your restaurant's entire digital marketing strategy. We're going to structure a digital marketing plan at the end of it and point out some strengths and weaknesses. What are you doing well in? What are you not doing so great in? But the most important, I like to make things very actionable for you, Mr. Local Business Owner. We're going to create and outline that step-by-step plan so that within a few changes, just implementing a few things, you will see that ROI and you will see the huge results. Would you be available this week? Usually I run these sessions for 60 minutes, but since we're doing it for free, let's just schedule an appointment for 20 to 30 minutes and we could just go through this plan. Now, let me just go before before you say something. I guarantee you that this is going to be the best 30 minutes you have invested into your business after you see the blueprint that I outlined for you. All right, so you're going in there with value. You're going to be offering an audit. And this completely changes the game. This is what separates the amateurs from the professionals, because the amateurs just go in, pitch, pitch, pitch. All right? This allows you to present something, give value, and then listen and close that business owner based on what their needs are. Now, once I get the appointment, then what you want to do is you want to follow up with the mobile playbook. And you just want to send them a link to this so that they can just in a follow-up email confirming that appointment time. And basically what the Google Mobile Playbook is, I send it to you in the email today. Did everyone get it? Did everyone get it? Yep. Okay, great. Most people did. If not, I'm going to put it in the chat box, okay? And I'm going to send that to everyone. 1 second. I just want to make sure that everyone has that. And the Google Mobile Playbook is really good. Why do you want to send it in the follow-up? You want to send it in the follow-up because, honestly, Google does a lot of the selling for you. They build a case for mobile. They tell you and they tell these local businesses why they have to go mobile. Why, if they don't go mobile, they're going to die. And what better authority than Google, right? You tell me, what better authority than Google? There is almost no other better authority. And that's what makes it cool. And if they actually look through that, they might not look through it. You know, sometimes they're too busy, but if they open it up, they start going through it. There's case studies, there's statistics, and Google just explains why that local business needs to go mobile. And it's just a complete game changer. But when you go into that strategy consultation, you offer them something complimentary. You want to create a presentation, and if you have your own, you can have your own. We use this one. We have our own digital marketing audit. And basically, we run them usually through, there's also social media, SEO, Google+, but you know, I'll delete that and only go through the web design audit and the mobile audit. So for example, for this local business, they would even fail the web design audit. And it's really easy. All you do is, if they have a website, and for this case, they don't, you just delete one of the slides, right? So I would delete the one with the check mark, and I would leave the one with the X mark, and maybe elaborate a little bit why website not present has, you know, error page, right? And then just go through it and talk about WordPress. And you go through. Now, you don't want to go through everything, right? You don't want to go through also social media. You don't want to go, because it's going to overwhelm them, all right? But you do want to get into the mobile aspect of it. Do they have a landing page? Do they have a mobile site? Do they then have an SMS campaign? Now, the thing about SMS campaigns is you want to go in here and you want to as well cover this diagram, all right? And Lisa Santos is saying that this webinar is pre-recorded. I hope you all hear me. We are very live. And as you can see, otherwise, definitely live with my computer exploding on here, right? So, but you want to go on to this slide where you actually explain SMS campaigns, where you explain text messaging. And I'm going to go through this diagram because this is critical. Business owners don't understand, okay? They don't understand, they just don't understand what text message marketing is. So once you start auditing them, and I'm going to go through this in a second a little more, but you want to end it off. Where do you want to end it off? So you go through all these things. I mean, this is a deck of 70+ slides, so it's pretty extensive. But where you end it off at is you do an analysis, and then you put some recommendations. What are the next 2 to 3 steps? You don't want to overwhelm them. The next 2 to 3 steps that you can do for them that would show an immediate ROI. And what does this do? When you create this blueprint, okay, what does this do? What does a blueprint do for when you do? Does that position you as the authority figure when you tell them, hey, this is exactly how we're going to revamp your marketing? All right. Exactly. Raw is saying, as an expert, it gives them a solution. It builds your credibility. You are an authority with value, and like Brunson said, you can then close that deal. All right. Now let's get into something interesting. And while we do this, let's demo it, and let me show you how to actually build these SMS campaigns. Does that sound like something you'd be to actually go into a back office and SMS platform and show you exactly how to build it? Because it's really easy and it's really simple, and there is literally 6 steps. And this is, you want to explain this, you want to have this diagram as well. Now on the other hand, let me actually pull this up because you might be interested in this. Do you guys want to have access to this diagram as well? Let me send that link to you. All right, I think that's gonna I think that'll help you out because you could print that off. You could actually take it right in front of the business owner, and you could start taking them through all of that. All right. So step 1, customer discovers the promotional program through a sign, print ad, or word of mouth. So how does that work? All right. And we have these flyers. So how we do it, we have these flyers that we set up local businesses with, and basically, you have that text whatever to this short code, and you have the QR code that can hook up to it as well. And you just have these different flyers for these different niches that we use, and all I do is right here. Let's go into Photoshop, and there's this lorem ipsum here. Then let's say we would say maybe text for this taco shop. This is a taco shop, so text taco Miami keyword. Text the keyword text taco Miami to 71441, and I would of course make this much bigger, potentially let's say even size 18, center it, and delete all of this, and then put, let's see, like right here, put if we put, that's done, and then we go in here and we put, I think they were like Los Fuegos taco, and you get the point. You just edit it real simply. You might put in an image of their tacos in there, and you might even put a little bit more text or make this a little bigger. So you might want to make this a little bigger. You might want to go like, let's say 48, and let's see how that. Okay, that doesn't look the best for here because I didn't install the font ahead of time. But you get the point. You just edit it and you put what they're supposed to text to that shortcode. The shortcode for us, the platform that we have, it's 71441. All right. Now the keyword would be taco Miami. All right. Or in this case, it might be taco Phoenix. So let's go into the back end of the platform and actually see how that works, how all this works, and how do you actually get set up with a keyword and a shortcode. So when I go into my platform right here, this is my management. This is my back office, all right? And this is where I can manage my clients. This is where I can manage my businesses. And how do I do that? Easy. For here, I just manage my advertisers. Advertisers are my clients. I show all, and then I'm just going to click through, and I'm going to go into their platform, all right? So what happens then? All I do is I click here on keywords, and when I click on keywords, I'm going to rent out a keyword, and so what should it be called? Let's call it maybe, what do you think, Taco Phoenix? That's a little long. So let's try maybe PH taco and see if that works. All right. All right. And this is actually not allowing me to request this. Okay. All right. So cool. This, yup. Let me just try this. Okay. So PH, I gotta get rid of one of the other ones that I have. All right, so PH taco, and let's first check it and see if it's available. And if not, we're gonna have to go with the keyword is available. So then, okay, it's not allowing me to lease it because this is just the demo account I'm using for this example, which is okay because we have another one here that we already that I have, and this one is for a San Francisco taco place, but that's okay. So let's use this one, SF Taco, and once that happens, then all we do is we go into contacts, and once we go into contacts, then we're going to create basically a new one. And here is, for example, right here is our SF Taco keyword. So I'm going to add that available keyword, and I'm going to put the list name. I'm going to call it, let's still stick with Phoenix, even though it's SF Taco, and Phoenix Dos Figos.